The story unravels a little more. We left Book 1 with Vandiyathevan and Parthibendran leaving for Sri Lanka, with a message for Arulmozhi Varman from Princess Kundavai and Crown Prince Aditya Karikalan respectively. Both the elder siblings wants Arulmozhi Varman to return from Sri Lanka. When Arulmozhi was a child of about 5 years age, he accidentally falls into the river Kaveri while on a pleasure boating trip. An unknown woman rescues him from the swirling floods and places him back on the boat and vanishes. No one knew who she was, hence they surmised that she was the Divine Mother Kaveri herself who had rescued the little prince. Because of this, the royal household began to call him the beloved of the river Ponni, Ponni's beloved, Ponniyin Selvan. Hey, hello, bonjour. Welcome to Entailing Tales with Sush. Vandiyathevan is on his way to Sri Lanka. He meets Senthan Amuthan, his friend, who tells him to seek help from the boat girl in Kodikarai, Pungurali. With her help, he crosses the sea and manages to travel across Lanka. Kadayan reaches Sri Lanka to spy Arulmozhi on the orders of his master, Aniruddha Brahmarayar, the Prime Minister of Chola dynasty. Not only Kadayan, Ravidasan and the Pandyan spies also hail to Sri Lanka to kill Arulmozhi. Vandiyathevan meets Kadayan, who gets him to meet Prince Arulmozhi Varman in Anuradhapuram. Vandiyathevan safely delivers the scroll from Princess Kundavai to Prince Arulmozhi. From the instant they meet, Prince Arulmozhi and Vandiyathevan become steadfast friends. During his stay in Lanka, Vandiyathevan becomes cognizant of some surprising secrets. Before he came to ascend the Thanjavur throne, Sundara Chozha had been shipwrecked and had chanced to live in an island offshore from Lanka in a cave for some time. At that time, a girl had rescued him from an attacking wild bear. Her name was Mandagini, and that she was born deaf-mute. Sundara Chozha falls in love with her, and she with him, and for a brief period of time they lived together. He promises to marry her, but when his men find him and takes him back to the kingdom, circumstances change. He is made the crown prince and marries another young princess. Mandagini is heartbroken and commits suicide by jumping from the Kodikarai lighthouse. Emperor Sundara Chozha believes that her ghost is haunting him and wants to give the Chola kingdom to Madurantaka, while actually that is the shadow of Nandini that Sundara Chozha thinks to be the ghost. That deaf-mute was the same woman who had some years later rescued Prince Arulmozhi from the Kaveri floods. This mute queen had rescued Arulmozhi from several other dangers while he was garrisoned in Lanka, and he calls her Kaveri Amman. From the picture she drew, Ponniyin Selvan realizes that she was his elder mother, that is, his father's chosen companion of long ago. Arulmozhi also makes some surmise about the fate of the twins that were born to her. The young prince was anxious to meet his father quickly and share this knowledge with him. When Vandiyathevan sees Mandagini, he is struck by her resemblance to Nandini. the young wife of Periya Pazhuvettaraiyar. He concludes that they must be mother-daughter. Vandiyathevan had come with a message from Kundavai and was anxious to take him back to Pazhayarai, Thanjavur. At the same time, Parthiban Pallava came with a message from Prince Karikala and wanted to take Arulmozhi back to Kanchi with him. Parthiban insisted that going to Thanjavur was dangerous and it was essential that he came to his brother, the crown prince. While Ponniyin Selvan was debating about these conflicting messages, Pungurali, the boat girl from Kodikarai, came to him with a strange piece of information. She announced that Lord Pazhuvettaraiyar's men had come in 2 large ships with apparent orders from Emperor Sundara Chozha to arrest him and take him back to Thanjavur. Arulmozhi realizes that his father is bedridden and could not have given these orders. He realizes that Elder Pazhuvettaraiyar is trying to stop him from going to Kanchi. The young prince came to an immediate decision. I shall go and surrender myself to those men immediately. The Lankan commander, Elder Lord Velar of Kodumbalur, and Parthiban Pallava were intent on somehow obstructing this intention. Their efforts were of no avail. The prince was steadfast in his plan. Taking Pungurali as his guide, he departed. Under thunder, lightning, and cyclones in the sea, one of the Chola ships accidentally became mired in the sand dunes near the northern Lankan shores and sank in the sinkholes. The other ship had been captured by Arab pirates. Thinking that Prince Arulmozhi was in that ship, Vandiyathevan somehow managed to go aboard the ship controlled by pirates. The pirates tied him up to the mast and were intent on their own affairs. Sorcerer Ravidasan and his gang, who had also boarded that ship, managed to overpower the Arab pirates and kill them all. They abandon the ship with Vandiyathevan still tied to the mast and leave in the only boat, intent on escaping from the approaching whirlwind. A horrible and terrifying whirlwind soon enmeshed the ship on the open sea. Realizing that his friend Vandiyathevan was on the pirate ship, Arulmozhi boards the ship brought by Parthiban Pallava and tries to follow the other ship. This ship too was enmeshed in the whirlwind. Since it was manned by trained sailors, it somehow manages to survive intact. Lightning strikes and the mast to which Vandiyathevan was tied catches fire. In the midst of the storm, because of the light from the burning mast, Arulmozhi recognizes the man bound to the burning ship. Deciding to rescue him, they lower a boat into the stormy waters and the young prince insists on going to rescue his friend. He manages to rescue the rash young Vandiyathevan from the burning ship. However, the small boat is struck by floating debris from the capsized ship and is overturned. Both men manage to get hold of a large floating log and survive the stormy sea. As they float closer to the shores of Ghost Island, they are rescued by Pungurali, who was rowing her boat near that shore. Parthibendran and many others in the meantime assume that Prince Arulmozhi Varman is lost at sea, or maybe he perished in the storm. Continue listening to Ponniyin Selvan Part 3, A Killing Sword.